Hello, creative friends. I hope that you're doing great. So, I thought that today we would make a grid journal spread. I have been seeing this all over and I want to give it a try too. I've tried it with paint, but I thought it might be fun to do it mixed media style. So, I just have a sticky note, and this is what I'm going to use to make my grid. It won't be perfect because I'm not into that, and I'm also working in my altered book journal. And then I am going to take the concept because normally you use like a limited palette, but I'm going to use like limited supply. So I have here some hand painted papers that are so pretty. These are the little offcuts of the little paper packs that I made. And then I have some washi tape, and I'm going to stay kind of neutral here. I'm really inspired by these gorgeous papers. And then I have just some markers here. I'm going to use maybe a little bit of paint, and then I have these reinforcements that I painted with black acrylic paint, and I have maybe some coffee too. So we're going to kind of keep it just limited, but we're going to make sure that in every grid we do something different. And you can definitely use these grids as kind of springboards to create, a more detailed page. I just want to kind of celebrate the supplies, and I'm going to do it as soon as I find the page. There we go. And this is my altered book journal. So fun and easy. It's just a Reader's Digest book. And yeah, I just prep it and I'm ready to go. So we're just going to trace around these. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to actually use a pen, and they will not be perfect. I'm going to kind of take the pressure off of myself to try to make it perfect. And we can probably fit, I think, one, two, three. I think that would be great. Okay, so we'll do three here. And I'm just going to trace around. If you want to, you can measure and do all that jazz. I'm not very good at measuring, so I just kind of go with it. That doesn't stress me out. So I think that when you're creating art, if you know something is stressing you out, try to see if you can find a work around for it, a work away. It's early in the morning. Okay. And this will not be perfect, but that's okay. You could probably do it with a pencil, but I don't mind that it's a little wonky. And you can do as many squares as you want. I like using a piece of paper or something to create my grid. Kaylee is I'm just going to trace around it. An artist named Kelly is the first one that I saw do it, but I know people have been doing like grid journaling for a long time, but I will link her Instagram. She was who organized the virtual art summit, which was so much fun. And she just was creating kind of these grids, but I know there's another artist that even has a template that you can get, so you don't have to do this part. And she's been doing it for a long time too. And then lots of other people too. It's so nice that we can get inspired by each other, and I love when I find something new to try in my creative practice. You can even add like multiple lines. Yours, of course, will probably look a little bit straighter than mine, but that's okay. I'm not concerned too much about it because it won't matter. I'll love it anyway. But it's so nice to kind of limit yourself and to play. I know that lots of artists make grids, like little thumbprint grids for their art, which is wonderful. And in a few of my classes, I've done it. So I did it in the painted page. If you've taken that class, we make a grid, but we do it with tape, which is another easy way for you to do it. So that's pretty good. Okay, so now I think I'm going to kind of see here. So I think for one, I have 6 grids. Let's see if I can have this little clip here. I'm going to press this down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start each of these differently. And I have all of my elements. So maybe with 2, I'll add some paint. First, because that will probably take the longest time to dry. And this is just an off-white, which I absolutely love. I love using off-white. And this journal kind of has like this really like kind of vintage, really messy, grungy kind of thing going on. So I'm going to go with that. Alrighty, I'm just trying to find a brush here. This one should work. Okay, so from one of them, we're just going to just add some paint. And don't overthink it. It's okay if you go outside of the lines. And then here I'm going to add some paint. And then for this one, I'm actually going to add a little bit of instant coffee, and we'll kind of mix that in to the paint too. And I'm going to get my brush just a little bit of wet and kind of mix that up. And for this process, I think that it's super important that you're very intuitive, that you don't overthink, because you have, 6 other squares of opportunity. So very, very simple. And I'm going to grab my glue stick. I had such a fun time creating these little painted papers. This one is actually, phone book paper, which I love. It dyes really great too. So if you can get your hands on some, then please do. It's so much fun. And then this little piece has, and I'm going to maybe add that here. It just kind of goes. And audition things, see where you like them. I just love that there. That is speaking to me. So I'm going to add that. And this page is kind of flopping on me. I might have to grab something. Let's see here. I should have a clip close. Okay. This big one. We'll use this to kind of open things up. Okay. And I think I want, this one's really pretty too. This is made with what do you call that? With puff paint, but I pressed it. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Where should we stick that? Oh, I like that there. And now we're just going to start laying things down. So, like I said, trust your intuition for this. Don't overthink it. And this is great. This is like from a tape. That's kind of cool. Do I like that there? Is that kind of too bold? Ooh, let's go with it. And that has that beautiful off paint that I just used too. So pretty on brown paper. I love these handmade papers. I do have a couple in my shop too, if you're interested. I love using neutrals in my work. So it's fun. All right, and then I'm going to add some washi tape. And I kind of know like the supplies that I want to use. So I think that really helps when you kind of limit yourself. You can kind of build things up a bit. That's pretty. I like that. And maybe for this one, I'm going to use my fingers because I can't help myself here. Let's add, I'm going to grab a skewer, and I want to just scrape into this a bit. The great thing about acrylic paint is that it dries fast, which is nice. So let's see if we can do like 3 of these reinforcements. You know, I could turn these eventually into like bigger pages. That's why this is like such a fun practice. Let's grab the skewer again. I'm going to use this one and we're going to maybe add some dots here. Just like that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Maybe we'll do like a scribble or something here. Of course, I don't have any scissors, so I was cutting down paper, so okay. Let's see here. Maybe there. Oh, I like that. Okay, so we'll stick that little piece down. And then this one is kind of just, I did like splatters and it's a little bit light, but I did use black ink on this. So pretty, I love that. So I'm just going to audition things. I kind of like that, but we might be able to do something better than that. Let's see if I stick you down here. Oh, I kind of just like the way that that pops. So I'm going to use that. And I am kind of confining myself to this area. You know what? I think I want another row of these circles. I like that. Very cool. Okay, let's see what else we have over here. But because I'm like using the same colors, you see that it is very cohesive, which is nice too. So let me grab another brush here and want to add some more paint there. Maybe in this little spot too. It's nice to do a scribble. Can always do some great things. And I'm just going to add a few little marks here. I don't really like that, but oops, I know. I tried it. That's the important part. Okay. And this one looks just a little bit too like clean for me. So I'm going to maybe go in and add something bold. I think it needs a little bit of boldness here. So I'm going to go in and maybe add some messy kind of scallops. Very messy, apparently. And then this is just a permanent pen that I got from the Dollar Tree. That looks pretty cool. And then maybe over here we can add something a bit bolder. So I think what I want to do is add another loop there. I like that. And maybe here I can add just a few little lines. I like that. So I'm already loving the way that this looks. Ooh, I like that. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we'll stick you down there. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so then here I'm just going to like color this in. I like that. Okay, and then what else am I thinking here? And this one too, I think maybe I'm just going to like color this in a bit down here. And I think for these, I don't want them to pop out a little bit more. So I think what I'll do is I'm trying not to get my hands in paint. I'm gonna just darken them in a bit, like so. And this video I'm going to talk through. Let me know if you want more videos like that in the comments, please. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I think that that's better. Has more contrast for me. All right, and this one is missing something, but I can't quite. Maybe we'll add. Just a little bit of that. That's cool. Okay. These are great. Anything else I want to add? What about that guy? I haven't used this washi tape. So pretty. And then maybe tear it. You can tear your washi tape. There we go. We'll stick that down like that. Oh, I like that. It's okay if it comes out a little bit. Ooh, and I like that. So you just get these kind of thumbnails of inspiration, and there's so many ways that you can use this as inspiration. You can use the color palette, you can use the lines that you like. I mean, it's just such a fabulous like practice for your creativity. I'm messing with this one. I might mess it up, but I think it needs some stuff, right? At least to me. Oh, and I love these handmade papers. Oh, they're so cool. I love neutrals and contrast, right? Isn't that like just the most awesome thing ever? Very nice. Okay. And we can go in and even play with the little reinforcements. But before we do that, I want to add a little bit of that. And if this is dry enough, I can go back in and add a bit of like texture from the penny using it as bait, actually. So I'm going to go in here and add that into the texture. I love the way that that looks, that I scraped in there. Oh, that looks really cool. Okay. And I wonder if that's dry enough. I think so. So for that one, let's add some dashes. It's very nice. I like that a lot. And these guys, I think this one down here is my least favorite, but that's okay. I think you learned something. Alrighty, let's see though. And I feel confident about this. I think it's really cool. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do down here too, which might help things. I'm going to add just some lines here. Oh, that looks interesting. Okay, let's see. I think I have a white pen close by, hopefully. And I want to show you. So for these reinforcements, you can add little dots and embellishments just to make them pop a little bit. Wonderful. Oh, I like this. Okay, so the last little bit, because I really want this to pop, is I am going to like paint around it with the extra white paint that I have. That's why it doesn't really matter if they're straight. And I'm just doing it loosely. And you could even like doodle in that area too. So it's up to you. Add just a little bit of water. And I'm just going slow. Not going to be perfect. I'm sure that I'll go over the lines, and that's okay. But I just want to kind of push back that background a bit. Just to make my grid pop a little bit. So this one is like a mixed media grid, but you can absolutely do this with whatever supplies you want. So much fun inspiration. Okay. And this page shouldn't take me any time at all, so it's definitely doable. You could even, do a week's worth or six days worth. I think that would be great. And, just play. Play, play, play. Alrighty. And it would not be me if I did not add a word, so, and a splatter. So we're going to go in here. Oops. I think I want it to be darker even. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to add a splatter. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. And then I wonder if I can sneak in here a word. And in here it says, give me. So what can we do? Connected maybe to giving. Or you know what? I'm going to do my word of the year. I haven't been using that near enough. So I'm going to do the word trust. Just going to darken it up a little bit. Pretty cool. And I mean, I could play forever, right? I could play around the edges that I just created. I could add doodles into those little marks that I made, but I really like that. But I'm going to leave it there. Just about taking your time and just creating. So I love it. And I'm probably going to go in with a white pen and fix that or do something to it because it's not very good, but that's okay. Okay, we will add, see if I can thicken it up a bit. That might help. Sometimes the thickness helps a little bit. Interesting. But it'll dry in a second. So keep all of your little bits and scraps. And if you're interested, I do have some of these paper packs with the neutral papers in my shop. So you can check that out if you want. But you can definitely make your own too. It was so much fun. I spent the entire day yesterday making them, and because I needed some more for my own stash, and then I had so many. I had so much fun that I made the paper packs. So great. The trust is not working out, but that's okay. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of go, we'll just wait for it to dry. I'm just being impatient. That's what it is. So I'll do, but I could kind of add like a piece of paper there too. Let's see, I'm trying to find something here. Yeah, so, and there's, there's always ways for you to fix things. It's just a layer away, right, for everything that we do. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick that right there. And the only thing that is bugging me is that I can't read it, so I want to be able to read it, so that's the reason why I'm putting this on here. Okay, and I think maybe I want to use even a thinner pen. And let's see here. Okay, that looks great. Okay, perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial. It was about 30 minutes, so quick and easy, painless, I hope. And this was a really fun process. I hope that you create a lot of these pages. They're so simple and easy. And as I said, you could even layer on top. So you can even add like some kind of vocal point to this process. But grid journaling is definitely a wonderful practice. And I really enjoyed this page. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Happy creating. Please let me know.